All right, Conor McGregor and the toe. So the headline comes out, Conor McGregor's injury is behind him. And it was Conor himself come out and said the foot is fully healed. So when you're done, right, as soon as the wheel spins and you see what color the ball lands on, like the roulette bet becomes very obvious. And we don't get them all right, but we could if we could place the wager after the ball landed. So what would you do if you're McGregor and you've gotten so many of them right? You're hitting them out of the park. You're hitting them out of the park. If you could go back, if you had the benefit of hindsight, do you stick with the toe injury? And I thought the toe injury was a work from Jump Street. I thought that Conor was in rehab. And I came out and told you guys this toe injury is garbage. He's in rehab. So, it ain't like that. Apparently they're rehabbing the toe. They're rehabbing the injury to the toe. They are not rehabbing any kind of a substance. Now, I wasn't looking for clicks. I was trying to cover the guy. I was trying to give him a little bit of shielding, right? I mean, if you go into rehab, that's a noble thing. And if you go into rehab for booze and you're selling booze and you're willing to take that head on, you're willing to take your own product head on, that's a noble thing. What would be less than noble in our industry is to pull out of an ass whipping contest because you have a discolored pinky toe, which may or may not be broken. But that was the story that they were very set on going with. And I'm just wondering, in hindsight, like, what difference does it make if Chael says you're in rehab? Whether you are or aren't. Like, if Chael's trying to cover you, and maybe that's not a thing in Ireland. Maybe they look down on that. Maybe that's like, rehab's for quitters, right? You hear people say, but maybe that's a thing in Ireland. It's not in North America. North America, you get credit for it. You be Simone Biles, go to the Olympic Games, take somebody's spot quick because you don't have your Ritalin. And they'll pat you on the back. They don't mean it, but they'll do it publicly. So maybe I just got this one wrong, but I'm wondering, did he get it wrong? Now, when I talk about a discolored pinky toe, nobody owes us an explanation as to where they are. But there is no scenario in politics where the cover-up is not worse than the crime. So, when Chael says you're in rehab, if you want to play game, you're rehabbing your foot. Or just ignore Chael completely. The issue becomes when you post a picture of a toe online, but you don't post that you're attached to the toe, right? There's a close-up picture of a discolored toe, which I think we're led to mean is broken. That would hurt like a son of a gun. You guys have stubbed your toe. You stubbed your toe. Oh, I stubbed my toe. Right. Okay, well, it's a little bit different if it's your big toe or your pinky toe. And I don't just mean from the pain. I mean the relevance. Those two toes help with stability. Those two toes are very important toes. They really are. In walking around and being mobile. So Conor comes out and he posts a picture of a toe that we don't know if it's his. It's not like a zoomed out shot. It's just a picture of a toe. And the other issue, when I talk about the cover-up is worse than the crime, my explanation of rehab, which is a treatment facility, is somewhere that you would go, and it was very loose. I'm trying to cover the guy. I also believe that's where he's at. So I'm giving you the news, and I'm looking out for him. His version of a discolored pinky toe that may or may not be broken wouldn't explain the absence of a press conference. And that's where you get jammed up. Where was it? Where could have you been that precluded you from coming to a press conference? You don't have to drive yourself. You ain't even got to hitchhike. You ain't got to take the bus. The UFC sends a chauffeured vehicle. I mean, I'm really sharing for you. Like, there's nothing that would stop you. It wouldn't matter what you're doing. Oh, man, I had an IV. I jump in the car. Like, you're not even driving. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to, like, get creative as to what is it that you could be doing that would stop you from getting in the car. I was on a phone call. Now take your phone with you. I was in a conversation with my mom. Put her in the car with you. It's got 6 extra seats. I mean, it's one of these things where you start running out of options. And so when you go with a discolored pinky toe that may or may not belong to you and may or may not be broken, I'm just wondering, in hindsight, do you look back on that and think, a little bit of a miss? Because we're not owed an explanation. And in Realisticville, and you got to understand, I wasn't looking to put him down. But it's very relevant. I was looking to put him down if I was being my usual jerk if it says, we're all done here. But I wasn't. But the one thing that does hurt my guess of connecting the dots of here he is in the club, here he is missing things, and if he's not detained by police, where could he be, right? It's just one of these things. I'm just trying to connect the dots, and I'm quick, and it's live. It'd be pretty hard to keep that a secret, no matter how good of a facility you were at, right? It's just like when a guy gets arrested, and 100% of the time, if he's a famous guy, the body cam of the cop gets out. Every time, not part of the time, 100% of the time, TMZ obtains the body. It's just one of those things, like no matter how good the rehab facility, no matter how much you wanted to pay, it would be hard to keep that a secret. Now, I don't know if that's a piece of evidence. It is definitely one of the facts of the case, but how strong is that evidence? And if you were to juxtapose that, could you keep your stay in rehab quiet? Are you more likely to be able to keep that quiet or breaking your pinky toe at practice? You guys have stubbed your toe. You stubbed it in your house. Did you just walk around about your business and then later that night you dealt with it? Or did you fall over and you're screaming in pain? You're going, my toe, my toe, my toe. Could you have that kind of an injury to an elite athlete in today's world of social media and it doesn't escape the gym? Or could you find a rehab facility that is strong enough and confidential enough that to this day, it stayed a mystery? And I just wonder, in hindsight, if you could do it again, would you go with the damaged pinky toe?